We've been in a 6-year process of downsizing.
Tiny homes don't have to feel closed in.
We really wanted the first floor bedroom.
I was getting excited that, oh my gosh, this I think could work. Welcome, I'm Sue.
I'm Michelle.
And this is our tiny home.
Come on in. Welcome to our kitchen. I'll share with you a little bit about our decor first. These are some pieces that Sue and I collected, my wife and I, from when we lived in New Mexico, and we had the privilege of living on the Cochiti Pueblo land. It was amazing. This is another beautiful piece of Sue's. The top shelf are items from when we lived in the country of Panama for 3 years. So we brought some seashells. This is actually a piece of my artwork. The light over a kitchen sink, very important, because it seems like no matter what, when you're in front of the kitchen sink, the light always seems to be behind you. So we're really happy about that. We also chose to have a USB port put in here because I will often use my iPhone for recipes and cooking, so that's a really nice convenient. Our builder, Tracy, recommended this countertop, which we fell in love with. It's called Thinscape. And it takes heat, so we can just take stuff right off the stove, a pot, and put it here without any problem. All of our cabinets here are from Ikea, and we're thrilled with them. We went with very simple front lines. I love this feature of the Ikea cabinet. It's a really nice pull-out drawer. It gives you a lot of access. In our drawers, we have all the things that I need when I'm cooking, because I really enjoy cooking. And the great thing about living here at Tiny Tranquility is that if I don't have what I need here, I can go borrow it from the kitchen here on the property. In this drawer is just like a nice hidden silverware drawer. The designer at Ikea recommended that, and we're really glad because it just gives you one less line there. Down in these drawers, we keep our kitchen stuff. And of course, because this is where you should keep your binoculars, we have our binoculars here. Like I said, many more kitchen items in here. I love this gas stove. So why did I go with a 2-burner stove? Because if I ever try to cook more than 3 things at a time, something's gonna burn. So that's a done deal. Had to be a 2-burner. I also knew that I wanted space on both sides because I like to put down spoons or other ingredients, have things laying out. This is my love of the kitchen as far as when I'm cooking. It's a really nice light directly over my cooking, as well as it gives me an exhaust fan. And when I'm done, I can just close it. It does a really nice job of lighting, again, like the kitchen light, lighting this area here. We opted not for an oven. And the reason is because for the 3 years before we moved here, when we were living in Panama, we used a toaster oven out on the porch because it was just too warm in the house to cook with an oven. So I got really used to it, and then Sue found this one, which is fantastic because it air fries, bakes, boils, slow cooks, dehydrates, it does everything. So between that and our 2-burner gas stove and our microwave, that's how I cook here in the kitchen. We just got in a nice size fridge. It works for us. It's very simple, holds a lot. And then the last part of our kitchen here is our pantry. The top part are not pull-out shelves. We do have a lot of food stacked in there. And then these drawers, all of these pull out. And you can see there's a lot of deep storage in there. Even underneath the drawers where I'll keep pizza crusts and tortillas. And this cabinet, I actually keep my hair dryer and straightening iron, because the bathroom is right here and it's easy to reach. Things don't have to always be in the place where you're going to use them, especially in a tiny house. And this down here, this cabinet was built around our wheel well. So there's a wheel well underneath this cabinet towards the back, and there's actually extra storage way in the back for those things you don't need very often, like caulking or other tools. So that is our kitchen. Before Sue and I met, we both were tiny home fans and watched the tiny home shows and YouTube channels. And then as we got together, we talked about it. However, at that point, we chose to leave Colorado and go live in Central America. While we were in Central America and we experienced 2020 and COVID, it made us start rethinking living in another country, because we had never thought that one day we could literally be locked down in a country. And that kind of started the process of considering moving back to the States.
And we were open to whatever was going to show up for us. We're kind of flow girls. And one of the things, though, we did have for certain things that coming back to the States we really wanted, so we put our list out. And one of them was living close to the ocean, living in a tiny house community, if at all possible, as well as having the availability for it being a quiet environment, being a small town, that type of thing. So we pretty much made our list and then put it into the universe and said wherever we're meant to be. And I'm somewhat of a night owl. So I was up one night at about 1:30 in the morning and I was watching some YouTube videos of tiny houses. And actually one popped up, and I think I was like the 27th person to watch it, and it was Tiny Tranquility. And I saw the community, the fact that it's a 5-minute walk to the beach, and the more I was watching it, the more I was getting excited that, oh my gosh, this I think could work. This has all of the things that Michelle and I talked about, and I couldn't wait for her to wake up the next morning.
That's true.
And so as soon as she woke up, I'm like, you have to watch this video, you have to watch this video. And sure enough, she watched it and she's like, you know what, that's everything we've been looking for. So one of the main things, I've watched tiny home videos for a long time, and so I've really been paying attention to, oh, I like that, I don't like that. And one of the things that I didn't like was having all of the coats and purses and things like that, anything going in and out, having that all seen. And so that's why we had Tracy from Big Bliss Tiny Homes, our builder, build this custom unit for us. And one of the main pieces to it is this mudroom. It's really nice because this is where our shoes and coat and hats and gloves and things like that go. And then this part of it right here, we had her make this big enough here so that we could either put the microwave or the Breville oven in here. This here is where we actually can put our computers. There's an outlet in the back, so that's really nice. And here we have clothes in the top drawer as well as the bottom drawer, so that's a great use of our space out here. And we chose this color because we wanted something that was different than everything else in the house and yet brought out a really nice feel of sunshine. Being here in Oregon with the cloudy days and so on, it feels really nice to come in and have this pop of color. And then we decided to do this floating stairs. It's really nice because it's open. It feels bigger inside your tiny home. And we purposefully did the window here so that A, it could let more light in, and B, it just felt, again, more open. To us, tiny homes don't have to feel closed in. We wanted ours to really feel open and with a lot of light. And then within here, it also provides this open space. Then we can display things from Panama and add again some little color with our basket down here. So it feels really nice, and it's exactly what we wanted, and we're thrilled. So this is our living room area. For us, we wanted, again, what's the one common word we keep using, and that is open. So we wanted to be able to see what we wanted to do once we were in here, living in here for a while, what works for us. We didn't have anything built in there. However, Michelle, these are beekeeper boxes, and they were in the freeze section over here at Tiny Tranquility, and so she repurposed them. And then this piece here is amazing because this is Michelle's best friend, Karen Barnes. That's a watercolor, and she's an amazing artist. So we're thrilled that we get to have her piece up here and in our space. Up here was really for storage, which we haven't decided how we want to utilize it yet, but again, leaving something for what works for us. And we may close it in, we may leave it open, but it gives a nice option and flexibility to do that. So this Ikea table, it offers your storage, but the great thing is we're going to do an Ikea hack on it. We're going to put it on wheels. This opens up on both sides, so we can use this for our dining room table, for playing games, putting our computer, because we don't have a TV. and we don't really want a TV in our home. And so if we want to watch anything, it's on our laptop, and we can use this as our multifunctioning table. The other thing is that it was really important to us to have heated floors. So that's one of the best things that we did in this home. The manufacturer is Gold Heat, and they're a great company. It's a great product, and we love, love, love our heated floors.
Welcome to our bathroom. We love the way this bathroom is set up because we have double doors here, and then we have another set on the end going to the bedroom. When you close it all, it makes a beautifully encased bathroom. I'm going to show you in here. We have several different features. One that's a big hit with everybody that lives in a tiny home that doesn't have this, and that is a door that closes and opens just for the bathroom, has its own light and fan in there, a nice window. We selected a toilet that is very sleek on the sides, which makes it really easy to clean in a tiny home. So we enjoy that feature. And this part of our bathroom is where we get ready in the morning. So we've got the mirror, sink, cabinet underneath. Behind where we're getting ready is an area for medicines, daily things that we use for hygiene. Another beautiful vignette in this area. Ode to the Avalanche, who hopefully soon will be winning the Stanley Cup again for the third time. Also, if we open this up, it really gives you the whole how big and open the house feels and spacious. Right in here, this is actually set up for a washer dryer area. And right now we don't have our washer dryer. Kind of opted out of it because there's a set of washer dryers here on property, so I can do all my laundry at once, and have made this into a temporary closet space, and I love it. In the back on the wheel well, I have stacked up my massage table and all my massage supplies behind this closet, so it's a really deep and functional space. And then we have this shower that we had put in. It's got a built-in bench, and then also built-in place to put our shampoos and other items that we need in the shower. We also have a ceiling fan with a light in the shower, which is really nice. So in the shower and in the kitchen, we have our water connected to propane. So we have an on-demand heating system for the water. It takes about a minute for the water to warm up and be ready for us to jump in the shower.
So some of the benefits of living in a tiny home is, number one, the cost of the tiny home itself. You're not talking about, $200,000-$300,000. For us, the total build for us, including all of the furnishings, appliances, was right around $130,000. And that was great for our budget. One of the pluses too for tiny house, like everyone says, it's easier to clean. Doesn't take long to clean it. Our home feels open and cozy, and we're very much outdoor people. So most of the time, we'll have our French doors open. It's why we wanted to go with the 2 French doors, and it feels like we're living both outside and inside.
What I love about living tiny is it limits my spending and purchases tremendously. Everything that comes into the house needs to have a dual purpose, needs to be functional as well as beautiful. And we have learned over the years that things don't make you happy anyway. So to be in a space that's smaller, then now I can go out and appreciate art and appreciate things and not have to have it all in the home, filling up the space. For me, that's one of the benefits of living smaller. Welcome to our bedroom. Both of these tables are repurposed. So I am a reuse, reduce, recycle person. Eventually what we'd like to have is some closets on either side of the bed. And when we flip the bed up, you'll see this is a Murphy bed, so it moves right up out of the way. So eventually it'll be one built-in unit, we think. So that's our plan. The reason we have the Murphy bed in here is so that we could use this space for other purposes. I use it to do massage and Reiki work. My wife actually was going to work from here, but she's really needed at her office. So but it does have that potential to be a great workspace as well as a bedroom. And we really wanted the first floor bedroom. I am not up for being on my knees making beds in little lofts, so I really enjoy having a bed that's normal height and that we can walk around both sides. Also in this room I have a piece of folk art from the area, which just love. It was found by a friend of mine, Wendy, and it's been on this home in the area here in Waldport, Oregon. And I love the way she took this piece and reframed it and had to have it in the house as part of, like Sue calls, the beach theme. And then this piece of photography just absolutely fell in love with as a local photographer, Daryl LeClaire. It's seaweed hanging at low tide, with the way the reflection in this photograph, the colors, we just fell in love with it and had to have it as our main centerpiece over the bed. Plus it's printed on very thin metal, which is great because when you're closing up the Murphy bed, then we're not having to take the artwork off to close the bed. We do have a second door in the house, and that's here in our bedroom. And our intention is that eventually we'll have a deck that will go from our front double doors to here, so that when we have company and we want a nice flow in the house, the Murphy bed will go up. This could be a little area to set up for food, and then we've got people that can go, friends can come in and out throughout the house from both doors. Also in the bedroom we have heated floors, and we love the heated floors like Sue was saying earlier.
So welcome to our loft. We wanted to be sure that there was plenty of light, and we love the idea of being able to look up at night and see the stars. So that's why we had this really big skylight installed, because as you can see, I can sit up here just fine, so can Michelle. The other thing is we really wanted this to be open. We were kind of going back and forth about closing it off, using it, you know, as places to be able to put clothes or whatever the case may be. However, this is what we decided to do, at least for now. And this is a queen size bed up here, so there is actually quite a bit of room. One of the other things that we did is we put in this fan, or this vent, and so that way there was some airflow, because we do have a Lunos system. Highly recommend the Lunos system. It's awesome. You can have it on low or high, and on low it's almost like white noise if you need that to sleep. And it rotates, brings in, and moves the air out. We've not had any issues at all as far as any type of lingering smell when you're cooking or anything like that. So it's been really nice to have the Lunos system. It's nice and cozy up here, and at the same time you don't feel closed in. On the exterior of the house, couple things is, number one, we knew that we didn't want cedar all the way around the house for maintenance purposes. We wanted to add some color to it, and the type of material that our builder recommended came in different color options, and we really love this blue. Not only is it blue for the ocean, but it's one of our favorite colors. It's more calming. And then we wanted the accent as well, and this is one of the things that our builder recommended, is that we break this apart in between the cedar and the metal and do it across versus vertical, give it a little bit more depth to it. And one of the things that we were originally going to do is to put windows up on top, and the more we thought about it, we realized that because at some point we may want to put in, sort of is our goal, is to put that whole deck that we were talking about earlier, and then creating something that comes over to cover it. And by doing that, if we had the windows up top, we'd be covering those windows. So if that's something you're thinking about doing, is having a covered deck, you may want to consider really reevaluating the windows that you put up on top. And the other thing that we wanted to do as far as the exterior is the color of the windows. And most of the time they're white, and for us it just, when you walk up to the house or you see it, it's like you see the windows as a white pop. And we decided we didn't want that. We wanted it to be less of a pop on the windows and more of the gradual as far as the colors and bringing them together and it being softer. So that's the reason why the colors of our windows are not white.
This is the front of our home. And originally on most homes, they build little storage end caps about this high. And we had asked our builder if she could do one all the way up. And she did a magnificent job. We love the way this is created. We have access from two sides. And in this side, we have the on-demand water heater and then extra storage for things like suitcases. And it's very simple. Now, because we do have the water heater inside the cabinet, we did end up adding some vents to the side, and it really helped the circulation. So now we can keep storage in here and have a hot shower. When we first started, we had to empty the storage to have a hot shower because it would get overheated in this little storage unit. So that was a fun little experience, being in the shower and having it go completely cold on you. Thanks for watching and joining us on our tiny house tour.
And if you have any ideas for us and the things that we said we wanted to do, we're more than happy to hear your ideas. So please send them along. Thank you all for coming along. Have a great tiny life.